Hello, everyone. Welcome to Canva Intermediate. So what I'm going to assume is that most of you have a little understanding of Canva, especially after last week. And we're going to kick off today with some real fast design work. Unfortunately, I can't watch the chat and the screen at the same time. So if there are anything, someone just needs to tell me that there's a chat waiting for me. So I'm kick off straight away. I'm going to share my screen with you. And there's my Canva screen. As you arrive in Canva, that's kind of what you're going to see. So for today, what we're going to do is we're actually going to take a business kind of from start and see where we go from that. So I know that somewhere in the audience is a lady by the name of Hazel Lerman, and Hazel has asked me to help her create a coaching business, a business coaching business. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off simply by creating a logo for her. So I'm going to go up here to create design. This is how all of you would do. I'm going to find logo, which should pop up any second now, assuming I've got internet connection. There's logo. Now, once logo comes up, this is the screen you're going to get in front of you. It'll be a kind of blank page. But what is important on this blank page at the moment is just over here by file. We have templates here, and I can use 4 words. So I'm going to type in the word business coach, business coaching. Hit enter. I'm going to look for some designs that it comes up with on business coaching. So you can see it's giving me a lot of designs that I can choose from. And I can say yes or no to any of these designs. I can go through them. For the sake of today, what I want to try and do is just kind of speed things up a little bit. So I'm going to take one of these, for example, this one over here, where it says Butterfly Life. And I'm going to apply this one to my screen, because butterfly kind of gives a feeling of growth and freedom. But I know we're not going to call it butterfly coaching. We're actually going to call it amplify. So now we have amplify coaching, life coaching. It's going to be established in 2025. If you want to have that at all, some people do, some people don't. First thing I'm just going to do is group them all together. Do you see that? By clicking anywhere here and then dragging my mouse across it, I've been able to pick all those items at the same time. Once I've got them, I can hit the group button. Now they're all one group, and I can amplify. I can move everything at the same time without anything losing its position in relative to each other. So because it's a 2020, click on it again. I can click ungroup. Now I can work with each of the elements separately. So for example, amplify, I want to make the word amplify bigger. No problem. Just click that up a little bit. There's the word amplify bigger. Please watch as I drag it across. I'm looking for that dark blue line. That dark blue line tells me I've got it exactly in the middle. Word life coaching, push that up a little bit. I'm actually going to remove the established 2025. Because one of the things about establish is you usually use it when your company's been around for a lot longer than you simply started that year. Very seldom do you want people to know that you're a brand new business. This particular butterfly doesn't really work for me, so I'm actually going to remove that butterfly. But because I like butterflies, I'm going to pop across to elements. I'm going to type in the word here, butterfly. There's butterfly in one of my recent searches. And I'm going to have a look through butterflies over here. I want to look at the graphics first. Here are all the graphics. Look for the graphics. I'm looking for a butterfly that kind of works a little better for me. Obviously nothing with motion. Which one do I like? Which one do I like? Not crazy, but we could try that one, but no, that's not one. Doesn't work for me. Come on, butterflies. Give me something inspiring. Why am I so underwhelmed at the moment with all the butterflies? Let's have a quick look at photos, see if there isn't something in the photos that might work better for me. Very uninspiring today. Oh, let's try something a little bit different. Join those two together, group them. Move them up into the middle. Move a little bit across. What we're going to do this one is we're actually going to take one of these butterflies and we're going to put it settling on our Y. So instead of a square logo, we can kind of go with a long logo. Once again, I'm going to take all three of those, group them up. So I've got them right in the middle, pop that there. And for the sake of today, I'm going to use that as my logo simply because I want to try and kind of speed up the process. Now, once I have a logo, firstly, I'm just going to remove the background altogether. We have a white background. Now, I'm going to save this logo. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to hit share, download. And because I am on the paid for version, I can give it a transparent background. There's my button. I'm clicking on transparent background. It's a PNG file. And I'm going to download it and save it. Now what I have in my saved, which is up here at the top right, I can click on that there, which will take me to, there's the amplifier logo, which I've now saved. I can go to my uploads. This is everything I've uploaded. And I can simply drag and drop the amplifier logo in there. And I've now saved the amplified logo as well. Okay, another thing I might want to do while I'm here is have a look at the colors. And let's change the colors to purple because it's a lady. And a slight, no, let's go with the darker purple, amplify. I can't change the color of my butterfly, but no, we're going to stick with the brown. Okay, now I have my logo. The first thing that we might want to do with the amplifier logo is create a Facebook presence for amplifier. So the next thing I want to do is I go up here, go File, create a new design. And now what I'm going to create is a Facebook cover page. So I can type in here, Facebook cover. And there we go, a landscape Facebook cover page. And it'll automatically give me the right size for a Facebook cover page. I don't have to worry about getting it right or anything like that. Now what I want to do with my Facebook cover page is get myself a nice background. Well, I can have a look at some templates here. Let's have a look at business coaching. Coaching. Oh, he's a little bit boring for me. None of these kind of knock my socks off. So I'm actually going to close the designs. I'm going to go straight down to photos. Here's photos over here. And I'm going to type in the word business coaching. See what kind of pictures come up for business coaching. Go through them, see if there's anything that really sits with me. Okay, this one's not bad. Pop this one in. Please, Anna, don't like her smile at all. Sorry, lady, I'm a little bit picky. Business coaching. Okay, let's change that to business consulting, see if we get anything better. Consulting. Nice, but I'm actually looking for a woman. That's quite nice. Or maybe something in non-gender business coaching. Business coaching. Might look at a lot of different ones, but I'm trying to find something. Okay, this one kind of works for me. Okay, now I've got the image here. What I really want to do is I want to set it as my background. So I right-click on the mouse, and I see there it says Set as Image Background. Now, one of the things you'll notice when I set on Image Background, that it squares it up for me immediately. But what I can do is I can double-click on the image. And once I've double-clicked on the image, I can drag that just a little bit across to bring that woman in just a little bit more. Now we have business coaching. That's kind of our image for our thing. I can go to my uploads. And in my uploads, I will find my logo that I already did. Pop my logo in there. Make it a bit bigger if I want, kind of fill up that white space. I want there. And now I have a background for my Facebook page. Immediately done, everything ready for me. I could have a little bit of fun with it. So for example, what I want to do is have a little bit of fun. I want to have a woman come in from the side and I wanted to point and to tell her to contact me. So I'm going to quickly go down to photos. And here I'm going to type in the words woman, excuse my spelling, pointing. Oh, there we go. Let's have a look at this lady over here. Yeah, quite nice. She's holding her hand out there. The only thing the problem I have with her, first of all, she doesn't have a transparent background. And secondly, she's actually facing the wrong way. So first thing I'm going to do is over here, I'm going to hit the background remover button. Which is also only available on Pro, just by the way. There she is. She's turned that way. And here I have a flip button. Hit the flip button, flip horizontal. Now I've got this woman. I can move it down into the corner here. And she's holding something. What would she possibly be holding? Maybe we wanted to contact you. So how would she contact us? She'd contact us with, let's say, for example, a WhatsApp emblem. WhatsApp. Elements, we're looking for something with the word WhatsApp in it. Let's look at the graphics. Which one do I like the most? Probably that one over there. Put that in her hand. And of course, we want to tell people to WhatsApp us. So I'll go to my text. Put maybe a subheading in there. I'll see if it's small enough. There's a subheading. And it'll be 081-398-2190. Yes, that's my number. I want them to WhatsApp me on that number. Drop it there. Looks okay. What can I do with that to make it look better? Go to my effects over here. In my effects, I'll go down to curve. Give our number a little bit of curve. One thing about curve, when you use it like that, is it also tends to bunch the letters up or numbers up a little bit close. So once again, up here, if you look along the top bar here, there's this button here called spacing. And all I'm going to do is on the letters, I'm just going to space the letters out just a little bit more to make it a bit easier to read. There we go. Let's do something else with this lady. I want this lady to look like she's actually standing out from the page a little bit more. Go to edit button up there. Come on, edit. Wait for edit to open. And I'm going to add some shadow to her. There's a shadow button. Put a drop shadow on her. But I don't want the drop shadow to come from the top looking down. I want it to come from the bottom looking up. So I'm going to move her around till we get to about there. Then I'm going to bring the intensity down of the shadow just a little bit. And I'm going to move her just a little bit down there. So there we go with a couple of things. I've made it quite clear that she's not part of the background picture. She just wants me to, I want you to call me on that number. And there we go. We have our background. One of the things I sometimes like to do with big pictures like this is just give them a bit of a frame. So just to give it a little bit more kind of professionalism, I'm going to go to my elements, clear my WhatsApp, and I'm just going to add a box. There are graphic shape box. Graphic shape's going to pop up here. And what I'm going to do with this box is I'm going to put it up there just off the corner. I'm going to take this here and I'm going to drag it exactly where I want it to be, which is kind of over there. Now, what I'm going to do with this box before I do anything else is I'm actually going to just drag it with my mouse until that purple square comes up. Now I know it is exactly square in the middle of everyday. But of course, I don't want the box to look like that. I want the box, for example, to have a border. Let's keep the border at about 7. I want the border color to be white. So I click on that button over there, is white. And I want the inside of the border, that one over there, I actually want that to be transparent. Now what I've done is I've created this little, let's click outside of it. All I've done is I've finished off my image. I just put it right there. But the only problem is that this lady is now in the wrong place because I want her to be in front of that line as though she's looking at the box. So I'm going to click on her once again. Sorry, I'll have to click on her. There she is over there. I'll go to position. There's position over there. I can go to layers and I can see where she is in relation to everything else. And I'm going to pull her up to the top so she that is in fact in front of that white line. So now you can see that the white line tends to disappear into the white, does not cut off the thing, but also just in a little way finishes off our image just a little bit more professionally than had I just left it completely plain. Looking around, see if anything I like. What I might want to do is, for example, go back to position because I want to play with the amplify button. There's the amplify. I might want to look at that and just maybe try and make that a little bit bigger and find its place over there. Now I've got a pretty good feeling about what I like about my image, but I'm still not certain about that background picture. I'm not sure if that background picture is the one that I want. So what I'm going to do is there's a button up here on the top right, which is a duplicate page button. I'm going to hit the duplicate page button. Now I'm quite happy with this, but I'm not entirely sure. I want to try a few things. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to my photos, go back to, what did we search for before? Business consulting. Business consulting. Go back to business consulting, see if I can maybe find another image that kind of works for me a little bit better. I don't want to take too long looking for pictures, but let's try this one over here. Drop this one here, replace the background. Okay, it's quite a nice picture. Let me just see if I can move it anywhere I like it. Maybe a little bit too busy. How about this one here that says consulting? Place background. Nah, we lose too much on that one, so I don't want to use that one. Looks like 2 men, and we know that we have a woman in our team, so I don't want to do that. Let's pop this one over here. Place background. Yeah, that's maybe a little bit better. Only thing with my images, I actually wanted to, there's too much happening on the amplifier side, so I'm going to go back to flip. I'm going to flip that vertically, put it around that side. That's a little bit better over there. And another thing that I want is, what's missing now is that white. We don't have that white on the left-hand side that we had last time that made our image that much better. So I'm going to try and fake that. I'm going to go back to elements over here. And in my elements, I'm going to search for a white transparent gradient. And I think we have a white transparent gradient over there. Right. Now, first thing I'm going to do, you see this little circle here? I'm going to turn this over to the side. And I'm going to wait until it says exactly 90 degrees, and I know that it's exactly right. There it is, 90 degrees. I can actually bring that down a little bit so I can fill my box. Fill my box a little bit. Stretch that out just a little bit. Now go back to position. And I'm going to move this down, 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 down to just above the white line. So now what I've actually done is I've faked that you go back to our very first image with that really nice white space over here that I wanted to use, but I didn't have that on my second image. Let me just duplicate that for you and take away that transparent background. You see, for me, that was just a little bit too busy and something was being lost there. So in order to fake that, by adding the white background, I've now created what I think is probably the nicest of my business consulting forms. So I'm actually going to delete that one that I don't want. I'm now kind of down to 2. So one more thing I'd really like to try and do, I'm going to go back to my white border over here. And with my white border, I want to change the color of my white border. There's the color over there. I'd like it to match the Amplify logo, just to see that. I'll go down. There's the Amplify logo, so I can see the color. There's the color over there. I also want to go back to position and move this down to about there. So now, instead of a white background, so I'm kind of getting closer and closer to what I want over now. What I should actually do is just, duplicate that one for myself again. Go back to that. Change that back to white. So now I have 3 to choose from. First one, the second one, the third one. And seeming as though Hazel is our kind of client, Hazel, quickly pick number 1 to 3. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just waiting for you to scroll between them.
1, 2, or 3?
3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So clients chosen 3. What I'm quite simply going to do is I'm just going to delete number 2. I'm going to delete number 1. And now I have the look and feel that I'm going to try and use throughout everything when I'm working with a client. So no problem. Once again, go up to share, download, save it as a PNG. In fact, what I want to do, first of all, if I can just up at the top here, I can rename this. So this is the Amplify Facebook cover. That's going to help me find it later if I want it. There's an Amplify Facebook cover. I'm going to save that. I'm going to download that file. Download as a PNG file. And now Amplify Life Coaching has their Facebook. Oh, one mistake I made in all of this, and I only noticed that now. Let me go back to the letters. And of course, I want the letters, my writing, to be the same color. Just little things like that you'll find that make a difference for you. I could even, for example, put a position. I could even change the color of the logo to the same color. Although people are used to green, so I might, for example, leave that as green because we kind of all know that WhatsApp is green. So that's now my favorite one. Share, download. Doesn't really matter how many I download. Download it. And now I have the Amplify Facebook thing I can do. So what we're going to do, just for a bit of fun, I'm going to go to my own Facebook page, which I'm going to drag across here. I hope you can all see it there. There's my own Facebook page. There's Mike Sade. Go to my background up there. I'm going to edit my background. No, I don't want to edit what it says. I want to change the color. There's edit cover photo. Choose cover photo. Don't want to go to my photo albums. I actually want to edit photo picture. Upload photo. There it is. Open. Now, one thing I want you to notice with the page is that we've kind of lost our bottom border at the bottom here. Because what Facebook does is it does different sizes for your phone and for your, I'm going to say this anyway. If you look on your phone, you'll probably find that it does fit, but you'll find over here we have a little problem. So what I might actually want to do is go back and rethink it, but everything I kind of need is in the right place. The logo's there. So anyone who visits my Facebook page at the moment, you'll find me at facebook.com/Mike Said What. You'll notice that I have a new cover photo for Amplify Life Coaching. It's going to be quite interesting because now all my friends are going to see it. Some of them are going to see it and they'll probably ask me if I'm doing life coaching or I'm actually not. So a bit later on, when I'm finished today's talk, I will actually go back and change it.
I've got no problem if you start acquiring clients for me, Mike.
Can I? And I'll just send them your way. No problem. We'll work on a commission later on.
No problem.
There we go. Thank you, Hazel. Okay, so now Amplify has their cover page. What they now need to do is kind of make their first post. So here I love to cheat. So what I would do, for example, is I'd go along to, let's go to DeepSeek. I'm going to use DeepSeek because I don't want to use it. You can use ChatGPT or anything like that. I'll go along to DeepSeek. I'll say, hello, DeepSeek. Hello, DeepSeek. I'm very polite when I speak to my AI thing. Please, I always say, please assist me with a first Facebook post for my new business called Amplify Life Coaching. Now I need to give it some information. That's what we call Amplify, not Amplify. That will also help. Amplify Life Coaching. I am a woman with 45 years. Nah, it can't be that much. You're too young for that. With 30 years.
You were accurate the first time.
Was I? Okay. Let's go back to 45. With 45 years of experience in the corporate world, specializing in, I'm going to make this up as we go along, change management and team building. Thank goodness for spell check. Team building. I am launching my practice to assist business owners to grow and scale their business. Please write me the content for a series of 5 Facebook posts. Please do not use emojis. Sometimes I might want to hit send and let DeepSeek do its thing for me. Okay, so now I have my first 5 Facebook posts already done for me. I'm not going to read through all of them. I just want to show you how I'm going to use them. Okay, there they all are. So I'm looking at the first one, which is introduction. Hello, everyone. I'm thrilled to announce my new venture, Amplify Life Coaching, on 45 years in corporate. Whether you're navigating a major transition, looking for strong teams, everything I want is there. Great. I'm just going to pop this out of the window for a while. I'm going to come back to my coaching. I'm going to go to design. I'm going to create a new design. And I'm going to create a Facebook post in landscape page. There we go. Now there's some elements that I want to bring in from the first one that I did. Because it's open in the same thing. No problem, I can go back there, and I actually closed it by mistake. Let me go back and open go back to Canva. Facebook cover page. I want to retain some of the elements that were in the last one. Retain this border. So Control C, which is copy. That's the fast way to do copy. It's much easier than mouse clicks. Come back here, press Control V. There's my little border. I'm just going to resize it. Bring it in there. But what I can do is go all the way up there. Now I've got it exact. Now it's exactly the right, sorry, went a bit low. Now I know that it is the right ratio. I click on it, go to the corner, hold the shift button, and now when I move it, it moves it in scale. No problem. Drop that in the middle there. Now I've got the border. That's always going to be my border. I always want this to be the thing. The next thing I'm going to go and steal from my Amplify cover page, I'm going to go and steal that white background. Control V. Drop that in there. Maybe make it a little bit smaller. Oh, no, I don't want to do it that way. Let's go up a little bit. Up a little bit. And just bring that in a little bit. Yeah. Okay, we know that I'm going to try and maintain this kind of look and feel. Go back there. I can steal the Amplify Coach logo there, or I can go to my uploads on the left-hand side. There are my uploads. There's the amplifier. Amplify. What I'm going to do, the amplifier, is I'm just going to trim it so it's kind of the shape that I want it to be. There we go. Amplify Coaching will always be up in that corner over there. Now I've kind of built the frame for what I want to do. So what did we say? The first one, I'm still to introduce in my new venture after 45 years in corporate. So what I might do for this particular image is let's find a nice background for it. Photo, and I'm looking for something that indicates business growth. I want. Let's look at business focus. Business focus, a little bit boring. Let's look for something with business growth. Business growth. Yeah, trees mean growth. That means everything kind of means growth, growth, growth. I want to try and maintain a. Okay, let's go with Liberty Blue just for fun. Once again, set image background. It's not going to work so well because of oh, that's better. Able to fold it up there. Business growth. There's our back image. Let's bring it in a little bit. No, a little bit too much. Just remember, if you can't find the image you're looking for, once again, just go to position. You'll find them over here. I'll be able to click on that one, that whatever it is that I want to move around. So business growth. And then what I really want to do, because I'm introducing Hazel, is I'd like to drop a picture of Hazel into this image over here. And the way that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do elements. And on elements, I'm going to go all the way down until I find frames. There are frames over there. Have a look at all the frames. Have a look at the basic shapes. And for this particular basic shape, I am going to just use a circle. which I'm going to pop over here. Now I need to find a nice picture of Hazel, which I don't actually have. Well, I find one on the internet. Let's see, just for fun.
You'll definitely have one of me sweaty after running.
Well, let's see, maybe we can find one of those.
No, I prefer the ones on the internet.
Why am I not getting, my internet's a little bit slow today. Let's give it a second. So for those that are wondering what I'm doing, come on, internet. Not sure why it is a bit slow at the moment. I don't want to hold you up while my Google does the search. So let's just go back to photos. Photos. And we'll just look for businesswoman. Find a nice picture. This one looks like Hazel. Oh no, Hazel, I'm kidding. Anyway, now here's my picture of Hazel, and here's the circle I want. All I do is I hold the mouse down and I drag it onto the circle, and it'll automatically fit into the circle over there. Once again, if I double click on it, I can just move it, make it a bit bigger, move it to where I want it over there. What I might want to do just for a bit of fun is give this a little border. And of course, we don't want it just to be in any color. We want it to be in the color that we're using. There we go. And let's just move that up a little bit, maybe even make it a little bit smaller. And of course, I want to put a title. So it's give me some text. Hazel. LDRMAN or M?
That's correct.
Oh, not bad, eh? Hazel Lerman. Put that underneath there. It might even be a little bit big. Not sure if I like that particular font. I can go look for another font. Opens regular. I find that font a little bit tall. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back to my Canva. Open a new tab. I'm just opening a new tab here with Canva. I'm going to go back to my logo, which we already opened. There's our logo. And just to make sure things are, I'm going to go to life coaching. And when I click on life coaching, okay, I can see that it's Arimo is the font that I'm using. So now I'm going to go back to Facebook advert. Okay. And I'm going to click on that. And I said it was Larimo. I spelled that wrong. Oh, Arimo. Nice one, Mike. Arimo. There's Arimo font. Now at least I'm using the same font. Once again, I can just space those letters out just a little bit. Looks a little bit better with slightly, make it maybe a little bit smaller. There's Almond. And of course, we want to tell you something about her. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that, put it underneath there with their qualified business coach. Make that a little bit smaller. Try it with maybe a bit of italics on it. There we go. Now I need to tell you a little bit about what she does. So what does Hazel do? Let's do something a little bit interesting here. Let's go back to our elements. Go back to our circles. And what I'm going to do with these circles, I'm actually going to tell you what Hazel does by using these circles. Let's give it a border again. Let's give the border the right color. But let's make this border a little bit smaller because border to enter. Control C, Control C, Control V. Can you see I'm lining them up using those lines coming off the other one? It helps me space it there. Control C, Control V. Let's bring it down to kind of halfway through that one. Spacing's not looking quite right, and I'll get that spacing right in a second. I just want to do this for the meantime. And what are the things that Hazel does? I can go back to my elements. What are we looking for? Teams. She builds teams. Graphics. Let's put that one in there. Sorry, big mistake there. Graphics won't fit in there, but we're actually going to go back to our photos. I'm going to type in team building. It's team building one. Let's drop the team building in there. What else did we say you did, Hazel? Go back to find my DeepSeek team building transition. Anything here that resembles transition? Not really. Not loving it. Let's change that to transformation. Transformation. We have our butterflies. Transformation. Drop that one in there. Transformation. And what else? Team building and growth. Business growth. Go. Now, once again, how did I get that border around that? I accidentally clicked on border. Once again, I can go back to that, Control C, duplicate that, put that there. What do we call this one? Team building. Team building. Just one more thing. I'm clicking on team building here, and I'm just changing its alignment to left align. Control C, Control V. What did we call this one? Transformation. Control C, Control V, and this one was wherever you are. Thank you. Okay, so we kind of have our first post. I'm not crazy about my alignment at the moment, so I'm just going to click on that one, hold down my shift button, click on that one, 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 click on Hazel, click on. Now I've got them all together. I'm going to group them. Now what I can do is I can move them without having to move any one at any time. I can make them a little bit bigger. It's kind of working for me better, but the amplifier logo might need to be a bit smaller. In fact, I got that wrong because it can't be that far across. And there I have my first Facebook page that I'm going to do. I'm now going to use that as my introduction. Next thing I want to do is I want to do the one about sharing expertise. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the duplicate button there. I'm going to remove, I'm going to ungroup these. I'll remove the ones that I don't want. Sorry, if you make a mistake, so for example, what I did there by mistake was I removed a background. I was going too fast. I can use the back button over here or the forward button, but I can also do Control Z, which is backwards, and I can get it back by using that. I like to learn shortcuts. Keyboard shortcuts are much easier. Let's keep Hazel in all our pictures in the beginning. I want to group those together so I don't lose them. In the first few, I'm going to keep using the same thing. There we go. Let's put it kind of over there. And this particular one is about the second one, changes in inevitable. We must manage change at difference. I'm sorry, I'm busy kind of reading at the same time. So it's about change. So let's go up to our pictures and go to change. And I might, for example, this one's, let's try one of these, pop that in there. Replace background. Move it along, put it a bit closer because then we go over there. I quite like that one. And we can make, for this particular one, we make that just a little bigger. And I want to say something about change. Ungroup those. I just want to steal that. You'll see I'm always stealing elements. Control C, Control V. And I'm going to go back to back here. Say thank you. Thank you. I am doing a post about change in the business environment, and I need five quotes to choose from. Let's let ChatGPT or one of the GPT agents do this for me. You're welcome. Let's use a Peter Drucker quote. Everyone loves Peter Drucker. Control C. Go back quickly to my thing. Pop that in there. I can change the size of my quote, my box. Make it bigger. Let's take out the Peter Drucker part. So I'm just going to Control X, because when you Control X, you cut it away, but you do keep it. So now we have that there. I want to go back to my amplifier logo. Let's find out what that font was. That's Lusteria. Let's go there and look for some Lusteria. Help if I could spell. Lastria. There we go. Lastria. So at least we're using the same font. I'm also going to use the same color. I'm going to move this image just fractionally more. I want just a bit more space here. Area. Of course, I want to attribute Peter Drucker. I'll just put that there. Peter Drucker. Make that just a little bit bigger. Okay, now I have Facebook post number 1, Facebook post number 2 done. I can keep going through all of them, go back to my my DeepSeek. Where's DeepSeek? Go back to DeepSeek, see what number 3 is about. It's team building insights. So for the next one, once again, I'll simply duplicate it. This time, I'll go back to my images and I'll go team building. Find something nice for team building. Don't want to spend too much time. Let's go with that one. Set it as a background image. Just move it in a bit. It's a little bit too far out the image. There we go. Team building. Once again, this time I can change it to a team building quote. I now have 4 or 5 Facebook ready posts to go, all in the same format. Every time somebody sees it, they're going to know, oh, this is Amplify Coaching, because I've maintained that same brand integrity, the same colors, the same logo, the same white space on the left-hand side. I'm not chopping and changing every time I come in here. What I might do after the series of 5 is I might then build a new series for the next 5 after that. But I'm going to try and do that in series all the time. And at the same time, I'm not going to change the colors every time. I'm going to keep my fonts the same. I'm just going to build some brand integrity as we go along there. So now we have a Facebook page. We have a Facebook cover page. I've got this over here. So what I might want to do is quickly go back, go to Canva, create a new design. I want something square. Instagram posts are always nice and square. So I can go Instagram 1080 by 1080. There it is. Pop that in there. So it's a little bit slow today, the internet. Go Control V. There's my image that I had of myself. I'm just gonna put it up there. For a little bit of fun, I'm gonna go back to my logo, my uploads. Here's my Amplify logo. Oh, sorry, let me just quickly Control Z. So when you've got a frame like this one and you're dragging something around, it'll try and fill the frame, as you can see over there. And the way to avoid that is to hold down the control button. And when you hold down the control button, it won't, you can move it without. There we go. I can also lock it. There's a lock button. Now when I'll go back to lock button, lock it properly. Now when I move this around, it won't, that image is locked. What I've now built, I can type up here. This is my Facebook profile pic. So now I'm sure you can see that no matter what we're building, we're trying to maintain the same integrity, the same design through everything. I can now pop this. I can use this for all my social media. This can be my background for all my social media. I can even change this background over here. I can, instead of being white, I can give it a bit of gray. I can look at some different colors. What I can also, I can pick a color from the colors. That's probably a nicer one. Go back if I want, unlock it. Go back to our thing and just make my border a little bit thicker for my Facebook profile. There we go. I now have a phrase. Save that one, download it. In fact, what I'm going to do quickly is I'm actually going to download that with a transparent background. Once I've downloaded that, I can use that in any designs that I want to use in the future. So now we've built a couple of Facebook profile. We've built a Facebook profile picture. We've built a cover picture. We've built your first couple of slides. Now let's build something else. Now let's build ourselves a little video. But what I'm going to do for this particular one, file, I'm going to go back to the start of Canva. Go to Canva. Now what I want to do is I want to build a little video, but I want this video to be used on Reels. So I need to know what it is I'm building. So create a design. There's video. Click on video. I can see all the different videos. And I want it to be an Instagram story or TikTok video. It's that shape that I'm looking to build. So as you can see, if I look at Instagram, it says 1080 by 1920. Can you see that just under the Instagram? That's the same size. If I click on the next one, which is video landscape, then it's 1920 by 1080. That's more like when you're holding your phone or you're looking at a movie. So let's just go to Instagram story. I'm going to use that as, or even mobile video. All of these are the same size, 1080 by 1920. So it doesn't really matter which one I pick. I'll just click mobile video. And for the sake of our video, I'm just going to use a slightly different brand at the moment. I've got another mate on here. His name is Peter. And Peter is going to be selling coffee. So we're going to do just a little introduction advert for his coffee. So no problem. Peter's got a brand called Top Dog. Rock Dog, I should say. Sorry, apologies to Buddy, his dog. Buddy, please forgive me. You know, it's not personal. It's Peter I don't like. It's not you that I don't like. I want to give this a nice background. So I'm going to pop along to videos. There's my videos over there. And I'm going to type in the word coffee and see what coffee videos we have that come up at the moment. Some really nice ones for something with a little bit of movement. Okay, for the sake of a little bit of speed, we're going to pop that one in there. And I'm going to set that as the background. Double click on it so I can move it to the middle. Now I can push the play button here just so I can see if I'm happy with. It's a little bit boring, methinks. I mean, you can't really even see any action there. So let's get rid of that one. That one just didn't work for me. And let's do a coffee roaster. Those always look nicer. Let's look for something with a bit of action and a bit of life. Coffee roaster. Which one do I want? Which one do I want? Oh, by the way, I never let the client choose for me. I try not to design with the client in the same room as me. The old joke is, Mark, how much do you charge? I charge $750 an hour to design for you. I charge 1,500 Rand an hour if you watch, and I charge 3,000 Rand an hour if you insist on helping me. Those of you that are doing designs for clients, try not to do them while the client's in the room. Rather do them, and then you can always put that together. That's actually got a bit of movement in it. Let's put that one over there. Let's set that as the background, see if we get enough movement on there. Push play. It's got quite a nice bit of movement in it. There we go. We've got a nice little video here. And you can see on the bottom there, it's about 14.5 seconds long. So what I might want to do after that is change to coffee drip. Because we go from that to that. Remove that, sorry, add another screen with the coffee drip. Set that as the background. Now I've got a 25-second video that's going to shift from that to that. I do like that, but I don't like the way it just jumps. So if I click on the two of them, you'll see a little button here that says add transition. So in the transition, I can now do I wonder how a match and move would do. Let's have a look at a match and move. I'm just going to jump that up there. Push play. Yeah, it's in fact dissolve's probably even better. I'll just add a dissolve. I'll add a slightly slow dissolve. I'm just changing the length of dissolve. And now what's going to happen when I press play? That works for me. Now we kind of got our advert, but obviously we want to tell people who we are. So I'm going to go right back to the beginning here. I'm going to go to my uploads because I already have Peter's logo. There's the Rock Dog logo. Our challenge is I probably need that Rock Dog logo with a white background. Okay. But I can fake that a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my elements. I'm going to go to my shapes. I'm going to pop a square shape on there. I'm going to make that shape the same length as that over there. I'm also going to make it white in color. But I'm going to go to its transparency and I'm going to drop its transparency so that it is white, but you can still see what's happening. And I'm going to drop that down below buddies. Over buddy. Remember position, go back to positions, go to layers, bring that down below Rock Dog. Now all of a sudden Rock Dog stands out. So I don't have to worry about losing Rock Dog as we go there. And I quite like Rock Dog itself on the side there and not in the middle. It's just something a little bit different. It's kind of working for my eye there. Go back to the transparency. I can maybe even drop the transparency just a little bit more. So now we have Rock Dog. Now, I don't want to lose Rock Dog, so I'm going to take that Rock Dog. The two of them are together. I'm going to hit Control C, go to the next page. In fact, so silly me, there's Rock Dog. I can just drag them to the end. Come on, Rock Dog. Messing me around a bit, my apologies. Rock Dog. Oh, it doesn't do that. I thought it always did that. Okay, no problem. We'll go back to plan number one. Control C, go back to our second image and pop it over our second image so we don't lose Rock Dog as we go along. Okay, go back to the beginning. Now what I want to tell you about Rock Dog is that we sell, so let's go to text. Purveyors, how's that for a nice word, eh? Purveyors. Nice if I could spell it. Purveyors of premium . do like that word. By the way, I'm stealing that word from Megan Bean. They used to consider that, call themselves purveyors of fine coffee. Purveyors of premium coffee, with that kind of up there. It's definitely not the right font for something purveyors of fine coffee. So I'm going to go look through my fonts for something that I feel is a little bit more in keeping. I could try a few different ones. Let's try handwriting one. So now what I'm going to do while I choose it, I want to keep going back. So I'm just going to go Control-C, Control-V, add that down there, go back to my fonts and look for something a little bit different in the fonts. We've tried that one. Oh, here, Bleeding Cowboy. Let's see that one. Give it a kind of Western feel to it. Purveyors of, would depend on what I settle on for my music as well. Control-C. We're going to do one more. Peter, are you online? Peter Barnard.
I am, yeah.
Is jy daar?
Yeah.
Are you going to choose one for me when I'm finished, when I found the third one that I like?
I will do that.
Let's go with the stencil one because it has got stencil in his logo. Not that stencil. I'm just going to type in the word stencil up here. See what I can find in the line of stencils. Let's go with the standard stencil one. Okay, because it's your brand, you get to choose.
Mike, I like the third one, the stencil one.
The stencil one, okay. Don't argue too much with the client, even if you think they're wrong, but I'll explain that to him later. No, I'm just kidding. Purveyors of premium coffee. Okay, so I want that. Do once again, Control-C. I don't want to lose that through the whole thing. Control-V. And now I've got this video. Let's get rid of that last one over there. Just delete that one I added by mistake. There's delete page. There's a fine coffee. We have a little video that's going to run. What I want to do is I want to add some music to it. So I'll go to music. There's audio. And I'm looking for something instrumental. Let's listen to a couple of them. Okay, that's good enough for that. Drag that down there. Drop the music on. Make sure the music starts where the video starts, ends where the video ends. What I am going to do with it, there are 3 buttons over there. I'm going to click on them and I'm going to do some fading. I want the music to fade out. I don't want it to come to an abrupt end. So I'll let the music fade out. And I'll do a slightly shorter fade in. I can play that now. By the way, can you hear my music? Because I didn't set my sharing to share music. So you might hear it lightly. You can't hear it at all. Okay, give me 1 second. Sorry, I need to just pop out of sharing and then pop back into sharing. Problem when you've got 50 screens open at the same time. It's not the one that I want. Apologies, everyone. It's definitely not. I might have to, you might have to manage without my sound. Turn to meeting. View, speaker view. I do apologize, but I don't think I'm going to be able to sort the sound out. Chat meetings. Come on. No, I'm going to save myself some trouble. And I've added some music to it. What I might want to do during the video is at some stage announce, let's put we're selling coffee. So let's go back to our photos. And I'm going to type in the words coffee bag. That's kind of what we're selling, ain't it, Peter? Let's take that one over there. Quite like that one over there. I'm going to remove the background. Because I only want the one, I'm just going to trim in our pictures over there. There's our coffee bag. We can't have a coffee bag without the Rock Dog logo on it. Control C, Control V. There's the Rock Dog logo on it. I want these two things to be grouped together so I don't have to worry about them anytime I want. And I'd also like to animate them. So I'd like them to come in. Let's have them pan in. It's not allowing me to group them together. Come on, man. Let's lock them as a group. Lock them as a group. Sorry, I wanted both elements to come and slide together. Let's ungroup them. I'll have to work it out for you later, but for now, I'm just going to put the bag here. I'd like the bag to be animated. So let's see what we can do with the bag. Rotate the bag. Scrapbook the bag. We don't want to stomp the bag. Quite like rotate. Okay, just for want of something better, we'll just use that. Speed it up a little bit. So what I could, sorry, in fact, let me cheat a little bit here, if you don't mind. Give me 1 second. I'm going to stop that. I'm going to create a little block at the bottom here. In that block, I'm going to take our bag. I'm going to drop it onto my block here. Press Control V. Take off the animation. I want no animation on this one. I don't want any animation on it. I'm going to make it a bit bigger. I'm going to go back to my uploads, drop my Rock Dog logo on there. Let's put Buddy's face even bigger. Kind of up there. I'll lighten Buddy's face a little bit so it looks like it's just built into the paper. And then I want the words text, heading, premium roast on the bottom there. That can go down there. Look for the font we've been using. Is the stencil font. Bring down its opacity a little bit so it looks like it's part of the bag. And now to cheat, I'm going to download that bag. So I'm going to go to download. I don't want an MP4. I want a PNG file. I want it to have a transparent background. And I only want the page I'm working on, which is page 3. Now I'm downloading that. Download. Great. Now go back to this page that I just built for fun. And I'm actually going to delete it. Now I can go back to Buddy's front page. I can remove this one that I don't like. Go to my downloads. Drag and drop that into my file. And now I've kind of cheated. Instead of having to put them all together, I've created a separate image with Buddy's coffee. That's great. I want that same page to happen on page 2 also. Control V. This one, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I'm just going to put it in the corner over there. Now I can play my video for myself. In fact, I must tell you that I'm not liking this music. And it's making me a bit crazy that I can't to speaker view. Really do want to share the screen with you. I'm sorry about this. Screen sharing. There we go. Stop sharing for 1 second. Go back to sharing. Share sound. Sorry about that. Share. You should be back here with me. You should be able to see that again. Going back to my audio. I'm looking for some music. Let's even type in the word coffee, see if anything comes up. There's a coffee brew machine. Here's one called coffee.
We've got music.
Sorry, you got music. Yes, you got music.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. Coffee shop stories, jazz laid back. That's the one I want. Drop that music in there. Push coffee to there. Once again, I want it to fade out. Quite a bit. Last few seconds can fade out. Do a little bit of a fade in. I'll just drop the volume for now. Where's my volume button? I've actually forgotten where the volume button is. To be honest, I've completely forgotten how to do the volume. But here we have our video now. Okay, of course, we need a call to action. So in this one over here, I'm just going to go back to text. And I'm going to put in 250 per bag. Contact Peter. 08139829190. Make it a bit easier to read by putting spaces in. Put that up there. Let's put a bit of highlight on it, just give it a bit of lift so it stands out from the page. Go back to our stencils. I want to use a slightly different stencil this time. I'm going to stick with the stencil. I'm just going to change to a slightly different stencil. Don't like that one too much. Winning with this one, T-chest. Oh, shouldn't be taking me so long. I don't want it to take so long. So let's do that one. What we'll do with that, let's click on Peter Animate. We'll animate it by, oh, we can do a typewriter effect. There we go. Somebody should have told me it's $2.50 per bag, not per pag. $2.50 per bag. Contact Peter. Let's go back here. Let's go do the Buddy one. Let's add some animation to Buddy. What should we do with Buddy? Should we fade him in slowly? Should we wipe him? Let's baseline him and let's do it really slowly. That's better for me. Now let's replay our whole video this time. There we go. We've built a video. Quite simple. Hit the share button at the top there. Hit the download button. This time we want to download all the pages. We're going to download it as an MP4. Download. Take a couple of seconds to download. Depending on the length of your video can be quite long or quite short. That might take a bit of time. So you can go out and do other things in other pages while you're doing that, but you will have to wait for it to do. There, it's downloading for us. I hope it's not going to take too long. What I'm doing in the meantime is I'm going to go back to my Facebook page. Where's Mark's Facebook page? Bring that across so you can see it.
Hi, Mike. We're only seeing the ocean currently on our screens.
Ocean?
Yeah, we're only seeing a background of the ocean. Not seeing any mini movements.
I shared the wrong page. No problem. Give me a second. Stop page. Share. Apologies for all of that. You guys been watching the ocean for a long time. So did you miss the whole download? Did I share the wrong page with you for all that time?
Yep.
While I was speaking, you were watching the page and you guys didn't stop me. That's your own fault, really. Come on, people, get with the program. Drink some coffee. Phone Peter. Get yourself a nice, strong premium roast and wake up. I should be saying that to myself, but it's so much easier to blame the client. What are we sharing at the moment?
We're seeing the Rock Dog logo and the coffee.
Long lost. Okay, so while it's downloading, let me at least play the video for you that we ended up making so you can see it. So just to go through all this again, once I'm happy with it, I hit the share button up at the top there. I'll go to download. It's an MP4 file that I'm downloading. I'm downloading both files and I just hit download, which I've already done. So I don't want to download it again. And then I will find that in my downloads file waiting for me. I can go back to Facebook, which we have over here. There's my Facebook page. Oh, someone liked my cover photo. Thank you for liking my cover photo. I'll have to change it a bit later. Hazel, as I say, if we get more business, I'll let you know. There's Reels. I can upload a video by just simply dragging the video in there. So I dragged it the wrong place, drag the video there, drag and drop the video. Give it a description. Testing. Reels being processed at the moment. So now I've built a reel. We've built a Facebook cover page. We've got some Facebook posts. We know how to do videos. We can build our own logos. We can remove backgrounds. We can switch things around. We can move them up and down. Anything else you guys want to see that's been playing you, now's the time to speak up while we've got Canva open and we're building business stuff. I'm going to stop sharing. No, I'm not going to stop sharing. Anyone who'd like to see anything particular that I haven't covered for you? Hello? Are you alive? Proof of life, please.
Yes, Mark, we're here.
Oh, great.
Sorry, I couldn't unmute. Sorry.
Hello, Helene. Okay.
Yeah, we're all here.
Right. Okay. Any questions that have come up that I can cover?
Anybody have questions about?
Sorry about the watching the ocean for a while there. I clicked on the wrong.
No problem,
I
Mark.
wanted to ask, if you wanted to add a song, an MP3 file, would it be possible through Canva? That's from Francois Skoltz. Yes, Francois, it's certainly possible. Just like you did if you go to uploads, we can quickly share again. So it goes from screen to screen. There's screen 3. Share, you should see this again. You can see Rock Dog again. If I go to my uploads, everything I've ever uploaded, every video, every image, even audio files are uploaded.
Mark, we're not seeing. Oh, now we're seeing. Okay.
Are you seeing? Okay, so just to recap, go to uploads. Once I'm at uploads, every image I've ever uploaded, every video I've ever uploaded, and every audio file I've ever uploaded will be there waiting for me. The thing I just want to warn you with uploading MP3 files is that Facebook will block you very quickly if you're using licensed music. You need to try and use royalty-free music. And the way to find really great royalty-free music, and I'm going to do that for you right now. Just give me a second to drag across another screen for you. Is this screen over here. Should be with us in a second. This screen over here, which is studio.youtube.com music. It's YouTube's royalty-free music. So as long as the license type over here is a YouTube license, you can use it absolutely anywhere. So I tend to go here for a lot of my music. I'll download some royalty-free music here. But if, for example, I'm doing an invitation or something where I want to use music that's well-known, then it's not a problem because I'm not using it on Facebook. I'm not using it on YouTube. I probably won't get myself into trouble there. But just to go back to uploads, I'll look for an MP3 file that I've got on my computer at the moment. One that I've possibly downloaded recently. Here's one instrumental. I simply drag it across here to my downloads. Let go of it there. And you can see now, I believe instrumentals being added at the moment as we speak. I'm assuming that you're seeing that. Go back to my file here. Go to my music file, which was over there. Remove it and replace it with my own. Just drop that in there. Come on. Leave music in there. Take it across there. Oh, I just don't know why I can't drop the volume. That's my only. It's frustrating me that I can't drop the volume for you, so apologies about that. Once again, click on there. Fade it in, fade it out. Fade it out, fade it in. Play the video. So the short answer is yes, you can certainly drop in any video that you want, any of your own, so your own music, your own videos, your own images, you can use them. Just be careful where you post them because you might run into some copyright issues. I could also, for example, drop a voiceover on it. So if I've recorded a voiceover, I could do that, or I could even record one myself. Go to audio. Sorry, go to uploads, go to record yourself. Here's a record yourself. I'd like to use my camera. Allow. Just waiting for it to start. Use my microphone. Allow. Welcome to Rock Dog Coffee, the premium coffee for premium coffee guys. Contact Peter on 081-398-2190 and get yourself a bag of coffee today. Done. Save and exit. We should have a voiceover, I'm hoping. Welcome to Rock Dog Coffee, the premium coffee for premium. Just busy uploading it. Premium coffee guys. Contact Peter on 081-398-2190 and get yourself a bag of coffee today. Done. So there we go. We've now, not only have we made a video, we've changed the music, we've uploaded our own voiceover. I think we've kind of, Quintus, I see you've raised your hand if you want to speak with pleasure. Sorry, I'm not, I just saw a hand go up. Just take yourself off mute. Hello?
Hi, somebody's got their Quintus, you've got your hand up. Well, Luciano, Quintus Luciano, your hand is up. you have a
Yes,
Hi, how can Mike help?
yes. The lesson is very insightful, and I really am so excited to learn a lot of stuff. I would like to ask, as a student, are we gonna have access to Canvas Premium or something like that?
So I
So
can't,
Premium is a paid for service. Alt
Okay.
doesn't give away subscriptions. So unfortunately, the premium you would need to pay for. But having worked on both, you are able
Okay.
to do a lot with the free version. So I would start there.
All right. And how is the procedures to get the student Canvas for students, please? If you
I'm
can
not
assist with that.
100% sure. You would have to apply. Mark, do you know?
I know you can apply to them.
Okay. Okay.
Let me see if I
Okay.
can help you. Free design presentations tools for students. I'm looking on their website. You can sign up for
Okay.
free there. Go to the website and just put yourself down as a student. You might have to supply, there's students, higher education. Yeah, I think possibly apply directly to them.
Okay. No, that's fine.
And you can do that
That's
through the
fine.
Canva. You can do it on the Canva website, or just do a Google search for Canva for students or Canva for higher education, Canva for schools. And they've got a whole lot of different Canva for schools, districts free for K-12. Empower your teachers, students, and staff to collaborate in commercially with 100% free for primary and secondary schools. So possibly do it through a school. There are certainly options for you, Quintus.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for your help.
Sure, pleasure.
I really appreciate. Okay.
Anybody else? Anything, any other questions? I know we've overrun. But Mark, we could sit here most all day. I mean,
I
you've
know.
got
So
such
we've got-
wonderful pointers, and I know, especially when you're creating, the time just runs away with us.
Yeah.
I wonder for next week if we should actually book 1.5 hours. Mark,
Next week, I'll be hiking on the whale trail, so you'll have to wait a week for me to come back. Apologize to everyone.
okay. Okay.
But think of me slamming it on the coastline with a bag on my back.
Okay, we look forward to
Yeah.
it, Mark. But thank you. Any other questions? I think we're good. Mark, thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for your
everyone who stayed
insights.
and
Thank you for your